Cultural history and local ingredients are two major foodway factors. To prove how these elements inspire dishes, Chef Mashama invited me to help prepare one of her favorite comfort foods. All right, so should I be mimicking what you're doing here?
Yes.
And not cutting my fingers off?
So I would cut it in half.
Okay.
Yep.
And that gives me a good starting point where it's all even?
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
So I like to curl my fingers back so I don't cut them off.
Okay.
I would like us to make a dish that we started doing at the Grey about 6 years ago. Clams and dumplings. Yeah.
Wow.
It's a riff off chicken and dumplings, obviously, and you sort of cook it the same way. You have your broth, and then you poach your dumplings in your broth, and then you kind of like combine it all together. You eat it as a soup, or you can eat it over rice. I wanted to do something that resonated with being in the low country, being in Savannah. You know, Sapelo Island is not too far from here.
Does that mean that's where these clams are from?
And that's where these clams are from.
Do you enjoy cooking at home for, friends and family as much as the restaurant, or is it different? How does that feel?
I actually think I get a little bit more nervous when I cook at home.
Really?
For friends and family than when I do at the restaurant. You get like that instant feedback. Like you're literally sitting across from the person that you're feeding.
Is it hard for you to turn the chef side off even when you're cooking for friends and family?
I think what happens when you cook professionally is sort of built in for you to care, and it's an extension of your personality, because every recipe takes on a bit of your personality. I found out about this woman named Edna Lewis. I started reading her cookbooks, and I started reading them like novels. I would just go to bed reading a cookbook. And one of the first cookbooks that I read of hers was A Taste of Country Cooking. And it's super cool because it goes through the seasons.
It's such a foreign concept that we would eat certain foods at certain seasons anymore. You know what I mean? No, I want an avocado when I want an avocado.
Right.
So.
I think that as Americans, we like what we like when we like it, and we want what we want when we want it. We're so far removed. We pick things when they're underripe.
Right.
We're overworking the soil. It doesn't really taste like the terroir if you were into wine, right?
That's pretty tasty.
And then a little. All right, you hungry?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's go.
All right, here I go. That is nice.
It's like different, right? It's a little salty.
Mm-hmm.
A little briny.
What do you think as Americans we need to reconnect to in regards to our food ways? What are we missing?
We need to connect to the growers and to the workers around food. I think we're very disconnected from that. Who's growing your vegetables or who's growing your meat. And I think it's going to help to retain the flavors that we're all sort of seeking in our brains, right? Are those memories that we want to reconnect with. Now I think there's a resurgence on how eating very locally, organically, is focused on vegetables, and it's focused on local agriculture, and it's focused on health.
The reality is, if you're going to cook at home and you're going to cook for others, it does take some effort, and it's not near as convenient or efficient. But what are we missing out on when we don't do that, when we don't take the time?
The actual being still part of cooking. It's a sense of rest. It's a sense of nourishment. And we need that as people, especially as Americans, as we move so fast and we don't incorporate time for us to sit still and rejuvenate. You can do it together as a family, and you're bonding and you're creating memories.